Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are here. This is my
We're
first ever live stream on my channel, and I'm joined by the GOAT of football YouTube, Mr. Saeed
Go,
TV.
you know.
What you say?
Listen, we're getting to that level, man. You know what I mean? Right now, we're just dealing with, you know what I mean? We're dealing with the level status and that, but hopefully we'll get to that GOAT level, man. You know what I mean? You're the GOAT of the stats, so you get me? That you're GOAT level as well, man.
Nah. But you could be the GOAT of boxing soon.
Listen,
That's
man,
all I'm
we're ready.
saying.
We're ready, people. Let's go, champ.
Yeah, so today in this video, we're gonna talk about how United are doing, how the United players are doing in the international break, or whatever you want to call it with the Euros. Because I can't lie, I've missed United play. You know, what about you?
Missed United play? Are you kidding me?
No,
I'm loving life.
I can't lie. Yeah, with the Euros, I've kind of been a bit disappointed with the quality and stuff. So I'm
same.
like, because the thing is, United's kind of like the only team that I'm properly passionate for, innit? Like, I don't really care what England do. I don't really care what any other nation do. But United, yeah, that's a different thing.
Nah, man. For me, man, I've had enough of United, mate. I want a break, mate. You know, when you have the little breaks and that in certain relationship, people have breaks, man. You get me? Even though for me, the quality of the Euros, I think even the top players are not performing. You know, you're looking at Mbappe. You know, it's still like, you know, they're kind of still moving it in. And it's been a long, grueling season, man, without fans as well, man. You got to realize, man, sometimes what people don't realize, fans give you energy. Fans kind of give you that push you to the next level. But I think,
extra little bounce.
Yeah, extra little bounce when you're stressed. But for me, I'm stress-free, man. Like the comments are saying there. Listen, I've been watching Ollie Ball for this whole season on a here watch-alongs, bro. Doing it, watch-alongs. I've not been to the stadium, bro. So I've been blessed to say, you know what? I can watch football other than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But the only downside to it, I've had Gareth Southgate, Ole Gunnar Southgate, basically imitating him.
Yeah, I can't lie. Southgate football's been peak. It's just been so bad.
Yeah,
someone said one player that's been showing class is Paul Labille Pogba. Let's start off with Paul Pogba. Yeah. How good has he been in the Euro so far?
Listen, man, if people know it, like, you get me? If you know his quality, you're not really shocked, are you? You know what I mean? The people who are only shocked are his doubters. The ones that pretend that they like him, but they don't really like him. But deep down, they want him to fail. Watch out for them people, by the way. Them people that secretly hate Pogba all season. And they come out crawling. You know what I mean? They come out crawling. Oh, I always thought Pogba was a good player. Nah, man, listen, you were hating all season, yeah? And what it is, all these people that hate on him, they always say, can he do it on the biggest stage? Or can he do it consistently? Can he do it for 2-3 months? You know what I mean? It's not about quality for me. You know what I mean? The old saying is, form is temporary, class is permanent. You know?
And I think with the best thing about Pogba, look at the 2 games that he properly performed. The Portugal game, one of the best. Yeah. Well, look at the midfield that Portugal had. Germany, Toni Kroos, one of the best midfielders in the world, still, in my opinion. Ilkay Gundogan, the 4 midfielder in the Premier League this year.
Yep.
And Paul Pogba still showed up. And
he didn't beat Kante yesterday. I don't think Kante was good yesterday, you know. I think Kante was okay. For me, he didn't really kind of like do anything that was amazing. But I thought Paul Pogba shined again. You know what I mean? 2 assists. I'm going to call the other one assist. I don't know if is that an assist for Paul Pogba, the penalty?
No. The penalties are counted as an FPL assist, isn't it?
Listen, man, it's an FPL assist. We're from the Premier League, in it. So, again, we're having that one. You get me? Because at the end of the day, if Mbappe, if Semedo, for me, I thought it was a soft penalty, by the way.
Yeah, that was never a penalty.
Never. I think football's gone. If Mbappe is going goal side of Semedo and he just gets it in, you know what I mean? Then for me, Mbappe, 8 out of 10 times, he's going to probably score that. You know what I mean? Even though he kind of missed a 1-on-1. And obviously the ball to Benzema, mate. That kind of ball, we should call it Pog ball. You know that?
The thing
that
is,
ball is called Pog ball.
On the live stream, I was saying it's fine. Like, if Mbappe don't have space to run in behind, it's fine. But the thing is, even that Portugal line, for me, it was decent, yeah. But Paul Pogba's pass was literally on point. That line was still decent, but Paul Pogba found that pass to a T, which was incredible for me.
And you know that's done in the training ground, you know, because they do it all the time. Again, Man United, when are they doing that in the training ground? Never. Because they're always taught to sit back.
And the thing is,
off the ball.
When Pogba gets the ball, you see Mbappe making that run straight away. He knows Pogba can find that pass. Benzema for the goal. He makes that pass. He makes that run, sorry. which is incredible. When you're looking at his average position here, you can see even though he yesterday he did play a bit deeper, yeah. Look, that right hand side channel in the midfield three, when he has that defensive cover, he's enjoying football right now.
There you go, then. You know what I mean? A lot of people say in football, you can only work with what you've got, you know what I mean? And that's why, for me, you should never compare Pogba to De Bruyne. Because at the end of the day, when has De Bruyne been in a situation where he's been playing with scrubs around him? Come on, man. Never. You know, maybe Werder Bremen, but then he was only making his kind of fame. At United, mate, he's been playing with scrubs. So when he gets the ball, like I said to you, he does this thing. He tries to find space. He tries to dictate play. He needs runners off him. And for me, when I look at it, I look at Rashford. He's always running into other channels. I always look at what's it called? Right hand side has been never non-existent. We've never had really a right midfielder. Obviously, we'll probably get to Sancho if it happens. But again, you know what I mean? Sometimes we've just not had that. Martial, for me, wants it into feet. He wants it close control. He's never been a sort of player that will run in between the channels. You know what I mean? He's tried it through here and there. But again, we've not had that. Maybe Cavani could have been that one where we thought, yeah, he might be the one to maybe make the difference. But other than that, Pogba has never been around players that make that intelligent run. Mbappe and Benzema always want to make that run. They know. It's almost telepathic. It's almost like Pogba gets the ball, they know where to run. Benzema, listen, I'm not trying to compare Benzema to what we've got here, but it should be telepathic. If you believe in Paul Pogba's ability, you should be making that run. You should be.
The biggest thing what I say about Paul Pogba for France, yeah, don't get me wrong, even though he has to defend, that's not his first fault. He still has the license to go forward with the likes of Tolisso, Kante behind him. For United, when he plays that midfield role, he has more of a duty to defend.
But why
which
should
is the biggest problem?
The problem is that Man United, why should it be the first thing that we should be thinking about defending? Back in the day, bro, we had Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick just keeping the ball. No one could get it off Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick. Paul Scholes, everyone thinks he's an ultimate defender. He was just a hard tackler. You know, he wasn't someone who could, you know what I mean, try and kind of like do what Kante does and run around you and do all that. All he did was keep the ball. Michael Carrick, he wasn't a kind of a hard tackler, but he kept the ball. The DNA in Manchester United right now, I don't know what it is, people, but it's not to defend. Paul Pogba shouldn't be in an environment where he's been told first thing of thought is we defend first before we attack. So it's all about the Man United DNA. It's not really about Pogba. It's about how Man United have not really had a DNA. And that comes from many things. Manager and also a footballing director. With a footballing director, he would work alongside Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and say, you know what? Right, this is going to be this is how we play football. And this is how we kind of like, you know, make our team, how we're going to play this expansive football. But again, and then he's got scrubs around him like Mike Phelan, you know, Kieran McKenna.
I think you seen Pogba, was it Pogba who said it when they were talking about his duty for Juve and how it's different to France? I mean, to United, he was like at Juve, they had cover in like Marquisio, Pirlo and stuff, which made him, his first thought was to attack. With United, it's all his first thought to defend. And that's just down to, for me, Oli at times being a bit too cowardly. And that's really it.
And also, you know what I mean? If we want the best players to perform, should we tell them to defend? Should we make our first thought to defend? I don't think De Bruyne's first thought is always to defend, is it? Does Pep Guardiola go to De Bruyne and say, listen, your first thought has to be defend. And if you don't do that, mate, you're going to get a lot of stick from fans. That's what I think our ideology as a Man United, as a fan base, is always, can we make sure our defense is backed up? It's not to keep the ball. It's not to be, you know what I mean, have a distinctive style of football where we are very, very hard to play against. We kind of don't give you space. We press well. You know what I mean? When we have the ball, we don't just give it away. It's not like that. You've got Bruno running off doing that thing. Rashford's going off over there. And Fred McTominay that really can't keep the ball or are not balanced together as a whole, you know, unit. So they're the kind of problems. And then you go and say to Paul Pogba, right, I want you to defend, I want you to do that, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. I bet you right now, Kevin De Bruyne has told one specific thing. Get the ball, play it, and make sure you find them deep areas and then pockets to go find whoever's in there. And make sure Aguero and Jesus have delivery and have some sort of creativity in around that box. That's what we've been told to do. Not to defend, not to do this, not to do that. And that's the reality, mate. And that's why, for me, Man United as a whole haven't known what to do around Paul Pogba. It's the same with Sancho now. You know, they're going to tell Sancho, right, beat about 5 man, and I want you to get assists every week. Is that fair on Sancho? No, it isn't.
I can't lie, especially if you're looking at Sancho, the right hand side, we play Scott McTominay, right holding midfield, and then Wan-Bissaka. It's going to be a very, very difficult task for Sancho. You even saw at the start of the season when he was playing for Borussia Dortmund, he did struggle a bit when Hakimi obviously left and stuff. So that's why I'm like, the Sancho thing, I'm
and
a bit
also
scared.
Sancho got a player that a lot of people think he's just going to get the ball. He's quick and all that. For me, Sancho isn't really quick. He's quick on the feet. He's quick with the ball on his feet, and when he goes, he goes. But again, do Man United play like that? No. It's always in behind. It's always running off to other avenues. When we go there, I go there.
Our main thing is transitional play, just on the counter and stuff.
There you go, then. You know what I mean? And the reality, mate, if you're not going to get the ball to your feet, and then you know what the Premier League is like, they come straight to you. I told you, the Westwood and McGinn, them sort of players, they come at you straight away, and they'll put one in you, and you won't always be successful, man. You know what I mean? So the reality is, Man United have never had an identity. So now what you're seeing is in France, and when they're playing abroad, it's easier to kind of fit in because the way they play, it's not always a cautious approach. It's to go out there and say, you know what? We go in there and we're going to play our expansive football, and we're going to live by our principles, man. Live by your morals. Live by what you believe in, not by the fact that, what would the fans think if we don't defend or concede 2 goals at home? Sometimes I feel like the fan base, go on.
And the thing is, with Oli, like I've always said this, if we actually played attacking football and we're losing and conceding a goal, I think the fans will forgive Oli a lot more because at least we're going for it. We're excited.
I wouldn't be Oli out. I'll be honest with you.
We'll be excited. And we saw that with Liverpool, with Jurgen Klopp at the start. They were conceding goals for fun, but they were also scoring goals for fun. And then you can kind of be like, maybe it's not working right now, but at least we're enjoying the style of play. We're enjoying the football. And I'll kind of back it then.
Exactly. Whereas for me, Oli for me is a coward because he doesn't believe in what he thinks what Man United should be playing. He was brought up on the DNA that Man United should always be attacking, should always be on the front foot. He was part of that DNA that Sir Ferguson did. But he's almost going against it. We played the 2 holding midfielders. Pragmatic football for me. You know what I mean? Freestyle. You know what I mean? 1 minute you're getting this, 1 minute you're getting that. You know what I mean? Change your approach to different people. Change your approach to different styles of play when in reality you're better than that team. You know what I mean, bro? And that's the reality of it. And he doesn't have that kind of feel, that kind of thought process. Right, that's that game. Right, how do I plan for this game? Top managers do that. And that's the reality of it, mate. And that's why, for me, I don't think he'll ever be successful at Man United because he just doesn't have that. You know what I mean, bro? So it's difficult, man. It really is difficult.
Yeah, let's move on to the next leg because this is a controversial one. We always have this debate. Bruno Fernandes, because I can't lie. Yesterday, I'll be honest. I want to say I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised that he was dropped.
Yeah, no one was surprised.
And it's a weird one because you're looking at Bruno Fernandes this tournament. As much as I back him, everyone knows I back him. This tournament, he has not been good enough. And for me, it's a weird one as well because, like with Portugal, he played Danilo Pereira, William Carvalho behind him for the first 2 games, innit? I want to see Bruno Fernandes play a bit deeper with someone like Renato Sanchez and then one holding. Then I want to see what Bruno Fernandes can do. Because in the first game, for me, Bruno Fernandes was still very, very high up in that second striker role. And I don't want to see him there. I want to see him as a number 8, as I always say. That's his best position for me.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know what his best position is. I think it's an 8. Is it a Roman 8? Is it a... I don't know, mate. Because to be honest, I look at where he plays for Man United is. It gives you goals. You know what I mean? He gets to them dangerous areas. But sometimes it could be to the disadvantage of Man United because I look at it. He goes into them pockets. He leaves the midfield exposed. So he leaves the likes of Pogba, McTominay, Fred exposed. And I just feel like for me, it's all about accountability. And at Man United, I've always said for me, get another manager. I think we get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. We get the best out of other players because at the end of the day, at Man United, there's no accountability. There really isn't. I've always said this from day one. I've been very consistent. I was going to let this GA and Rashford slide for until we got another manager. But next season, it has to improve because we know we're going to get Ole. It has to improve. You know what I mean? I do think there's a good player in Bruno Fernandes. I feel like there is a good player in there. But the problem is, man, the weight of expectation, shout out to you, bro. The weight of expectation at Man United, you can't be doing. Sometimes you're getting this performance and then you're doing that. And then you don't perform on the biggest stage. You know what I mean? And this is for everyone, by the way, not just Bruno Fernandes. But Bruno Fernandes, at that point, you're supposed to be that top-class player. You're supposed to be that player that we bought for to making them critical moments. And you weren't nowhere. You weren't anywhere. And that's the reality of it, mate. And I feel like for me, I think as a fan base, we need to lower expectation on these players now. We need to say to ourselves, right, are they really top players? Because at the end of the day, yeah, when we needed them to perform, they weren't there. They weren't there, man.
But this is
You know
what I
what I
want to
mean?
say, yeah. Say the Europa League final, for example, Bruno Fernandes was in there, Paul Pogba was in there, Martial was injured, but Cavani, everyone for me did not turn up. Which is why I'm like, with the players, I'll kind of allow them because you can't have 11 bad performances kind of thing. Even though Scott McTominay was all right in the second half and stuff.
Exactly,
this is why I'm
bro.
always like, the blame has to be on the manager, and that's why I always back the players. Like,
no, but also Bruno as well, because at the end of the day, yeah, I think Bruno Fernandes, yeah, there's a level of expectancy at Man United, mate. But I think sometimes, we've got gas, man. I think Man United fans have got gas because at the end of the day, yeah, if we'd have had, let's say, a kind of a good midfielder before him, and then the expectation was always to kind of just improve slightly a bit above him, yeah, then maybe I think as a fan base, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now and comparing it to Cantona and doing all these comparisons as is that one of the best ever. I think what we've done is we've had it before Pereira and Lingard. You've got to realise though, the expectation would always be that high. You know, you've got Lingard and Pereira. Don't disrespect them. Lingard picked up form, but at Man United, his form wasn't great. I think he never scored in the whole of 2000.
Yeah, he went like an entire year without scoring.
Entire year without scoring, or assisting. So you got to realise the level that he was facing against was always going to be a big jump, and you're always going to see a kind of Bruno Fernandes of what we've seen in the first year. But when the expectation came right, big games now, I want to see you, and you weren't there for me. And in reality, that's what hurts me the most. I don't have no allegiances to any player. I support Man United. I've always said this from day one. I don't really kind of do all this FCs and whatnot. Obviously, everyone has a certain player which they like to see who's good on the eye. And you know what I mean? That can give you that kind of satisfaction, yeah? But ultimately, I support Man United, mate. And in reality, Bruno Fernandes didn't perform in that Europa League final like many others. So right now, we shouldn't be saying, right, it's this Cantona, or we start getting a bit giddy, and we start doing all these comparisons of world class and all that. For me, no, man. We need to level it up and say, you know what, next season, show what you're truly made of. And if it's not, then questions will be asked. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you know, are we going to spend another 60 million on another attacking midfielder? I don't know. You know what I mean? Well, Di Maria came to the football club. He flopped. You know, I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes is a flop, but, you know, the expectation of him at Man United would only increase now, you know. It's not going to get any better. You know what I mean? Same with other players. It's only going to increase because we're at Man United. Expectation should always be really, really high.
And I think with someone like Bruno, he set his standards so high in terms of his GA and stuff now. Yeah. Every single fan next year is going to be like, can you do the same? Can you do the same? It's kind of like with Pogba the first season. Pogba the first season for United, for me, was brilliant. And then United, and obviously at Juve, it was unbelievable. So his expectations were so high.
Yeah. He started off the second season good. I remember we were winning like 4-0 and he was getting good accolades. And then after that, you know, I mean, Mourinho just killed him off, mate. Started doing all this, playing him in different positions and whatnot. And he just, you know, it wasn't working out. But I think for me, yeah, I think the United fan base is easy to please. That's the word I'd say for me. You know, I mean, I don't think I'm guilty of it. When you came to Man United, when you're at the Old Trafford and that, and you see it every day, bro, man like Bruno Fernandes is doing a goal or assist every day, then of course it gas you up. But when I started to realise what he was doing and what kind of, you know, he was taking certain positions, and then we're having a wide open like midfield, and then I'm thinking, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where's the accountability? What's going on here? You know what I mean? And is he that person that can hold the ball up, can dictate play? Is he that kind of creative midfielder that I look at in the world right now? Is he that sort of player? No. So is he playing the right position? Possibly not. So again, it's all these things you've got to put together, and it's like, how do we manage all this? You know what I mean? Have we got the right coaching? I don't think we've got the right coaching. They'll just be like, you know what, try again.
But yeah, because I think, what was it? There was a quote when Oli said something, was like, oh, just do what you're doing at Sporting kind of thing to Bruno. For me, Bruno, yeah, if you discipline the guy, for me, you'll get a lot better Bruno. You saw it towards the end of the season for me. When he had Pogba next to him, he wasn't doing a silly losing the ball over 20 times per game and stuff. He was keeping the ball, his pass accuracy in the high 80s and stuff. He knows when there's other better players around him, you see a better Bruno. He trusts the players around him. I think at the start, well, in parts of last season, yeah, when he had Fred and McTominay behind him, he knew he was the main guy for creativity, and I don't think he's that good for that just yet.
No. But then push the question then, do we then put Paul Pogba in this position then? Because then he could give us more creativity. That's the problem we've got.
I don't think we do, though. For me, the most we can do is probably try 2 8s and with one holding with Bruno.
I don't know, man. The problem is, man, you know what I mean? It's one of them where, for me, I just don't believe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be able to do that. He don't have that mindset of doing that. So it's almost as if now we're going to keep trying and trying and trying, and then persisting in that position, and then hoping for the best. Maybe that fact that Sancho's coming, maybe that it might help a little bit more. That the fact that he can find someone more easier rather than Greenwood that might come to feet. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's difficult, man. I just feel like bottom line, yeah, the coaching issues are probably the biggest problem we've got, man. You know what I mean? Bruno Fernandes is going to stay here because he's got a 5-year contract. I don't think he's going to be sold by Man United ever. So anyone that's wishing that Bruno Fernandes is going to be sold, it ain't going to happen, mate. So I think we've got to be persistent. But again, that's what I keep saying. A better manager will change all these ideas. You know, when you looked at maybe, I don't know, a Van Gaal or something like that, he wouldn't probably work in that one. Mourinho, would he work in a Mourinho team? I'm not sure. I think he would be stifled even more. And maybe his deficiencies would be even more greater. You know what I mean? David Moyes is David Moyes. So we need a very, very good coach who's going to account him for what he's doing. So any mistakes, anything that he's not doing well, how can he improve? A top manager can only do this. You only got to look at what Conte has done at Inter Milan, likes of Barella, Brozovic. You know, these little players that on when you look at them on paper, should they be winning the league? Not in reality, though. But you've got them to a level where they've been playing good football, scoring goals, and eventually winning the league. That's what you need. A proper manager. Not this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's picking favourites and not having a balanced team to go out there and beat teams, you know what I mean, like we should be doing. Instead, it's a cautious approach. It's risk-averse, and it's not the Man United way of playing. Even though, for me, the irony is that he was brought up on the irony. Brought up on the way of playing under 99 and all that, mate, on the side of Ferguson. So for me, the quicker Ollie goes, the quicker we find out if Bruno Fernandes can live up to expectation and get us to winning trophies. That's what I'd say for me.
Because the thing is, when I look at Bruno, remember with Portugal at times, he was playing the number 8 role with Fernando Santos. He looked like a disciplined player for me, which is why I'm always like, under a better coach, in the number 8 role, when he doesn't have that freedom that he has had for Portugal in the last couple of games, you will see a lot better Bruno. Which is why I'm like, again, though,
the thing is, though, in the Germany game, my man looked like he was lost, man. He looked lost.
Yeah, he was.
He looked lost, man, and that's the worry for me, because at the end of the day, that's supposed to show when you're supposed to put your chest up and say, "Yo, man's Bruno Fernandes," you know. But where was he?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's good enough to win you, like dictate that midfield against Toni Kroos and Ilkay Gundogan by himself, kind of it. Which is why I'm like, when you have Paul Pogba right next to him in the number 8 role, and maybe like a Indeedy next to him in midfield, then when he's not the main guy, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, you're going to see a lot better Bruno. There's more. The pressure on him is going to be spread, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you'd hope so, because at the end of the day, we can't be doing one-man teams anymore. We need to play as a team. But again, I think for me, that Europa League final, mate, it's changed a lot of, you know what I mean, a lot of mind on players, you know, and especially Bruno Fernandes, because in the day, I don't dislike the guy. People say to me, "Oh, you've got a massive agenda against him." Listen, I want Man United to win. I've got an agenda because at the end of the day, we've had 8 years of flipping rubbish, man, since Al Ferguson left. We're at that stage where we're just pissed off. We're easily pissed off now because at the end of the day, bro, we haven't got time to waste. Liverpool are back next season, you know. We can't have another transitional season of, right, our players going to step up next year. They have to step up. They have to. And if they don't, mate, I'm telling you, man, it's going to get more toxic. It's going to get more, you know what I mean? Go on.
I think this comment right here is spot on as well. Bruno needs Pogba and Pogba needs Bruno. You saw Pogba. Pogba with better plays performs better. Bruno with better plays, he performs better towards the end of the season when Pogba's back. It's simple. People act like 2 world-class players or 2 very, very good players can't coincide with one another.
That's what I'm saying, though. But under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, Pogba's going to go on the left, which in reality is good for him. But then again, you're going to have Rashford on the right. Again, is that imbalanced?
Yeah, you want Pogba in that central role, kind of like how he was once.
And then he's going to play Pogba too deep, to the point where he's going to be probably deeper than McTominay or Fred or whoever's next to him. That's my reality of it. I just look at it and I think, you know, for me, it's that under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system, nothing's going to work. We can go and play. We can go and get X and then Y and then Z. You know what I mean? You can do all this stuff, yeah?
He's coming with his analogies again.
No, but we can do all this stuff, yeah? But it's never going to work with Ole. Because then he's not a good coach. How are you going to tell me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how to get the best out of one player, regardless of three?
This comment right here, Statman Pogba on the left and Bruno 10 was amazing. I do think it was better than what we saw before, but for me, Pogba's not a natural winger, let's be honest. You want him in the central roles because he doesn't have that explosiveness to play out wide kind of thing. Compared to a Marcus Rashford. And I'm not saying Marcus Rashford is a better winger.
It was a short-term.
Yeah, it was a short-term thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to the next guy, Victor Lindelof, because I can't lie.
You know what?
Sweden have kind of looked alright. I think they've only conceded 2 goals.
Come on, man. You know what, man? Come on, man, guys. I don't want to... Listen, I'm not trying to be negative about it, but bloody hell, mate. Are they playing defensive or what, mate? They've got about 50. You know what I mean? This is prime. Lindelof, mate, you know, this is prime Baresi, mate. He can do whatever he wants. He looks like Baresi, mate. Because in the day, bro, they're sitting back. It's boring.
Yeah, I can't lie. They're literally in a box. Him and that Danielson guy from China, they're balling out right now.
Man. They got Henrik Larsson doing like right back, bro. Can you see? Yo, have you seen that? Henrik Larsson
is mad right now.
He's doing right back, bro, because in the day, they're not component. Listen, that's the problem with Lindelof. I think for me, yeah, he's always kind of been like, you know, put in a little box. And I feel like, yo, big up to Sweden, by the way. This is nothing against Sweden, but I think Lindelof now, for me, it's only going to hinder him because we're always going to have 2 DMs and we keep still conceding goals, yeah? It's kind of crazy. Yo, listen, Anas, I'm not hating on him, bro. I've never really rated him. You go watch my I think I did a fan cam one day outside Sheffield United. I've never rated him because in the day, I don't like seeing people get bullied, man. You get me? Off the ball, bro. You get me? I man watch Vidic, Ferdinand. Them man never got bullied, bro. Man United centre-back should never get bullied, and that's my problem. And I don't know if you see the game against Fulham. Man got brocked off the ball. You see it?
Yeah, listen, like, you know the deficiency with Lindelof kind of thing.
He's a squad player, though. He's a squad player. It's a squad player.
Yeah, as a footballer, I like him, innit? He's a very tidy. You know, at times, he's very, very effective. That long ball always to Rashford. How many times has that worked out for us?
I said a couple of seasons ago, why do we play CDM or that kind of role?
Nah.
You know what, bro? Listen, because he's got a good pass on him. I'm not trying to say to you he plays CDM all the time, yeah, but I've always said he's got that qualities where he could do that. But again, in Benfica, if you watch him at Benfica, he always played in the back 3, never in the back 2. But again, Man United had this assumption that he plays well in a back 3.
When I look at him, when I look at him at holding midfield, I just don't think he has the mobility to play that role. I don't think he has. Like, to be honest, he is too fit, but I don't think he's as brilliant as someone like a Fred in that role. And I'm not saying Fred's an unbelievable holding midfielder, but Fred's a lot better in that role for me. Yeah,
of course, yeah. But again, I just look at Lindelof, yeah, and everything I look at him is that the Premier League is not always about kind of, you know, going on the ball. You're gonna get broke up. Look at Diaz, mate, in this world stage. And I'm not. I rate Diaz. I think for me, he's gonna be world class soon. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna be a phenomenal defender. But again, you know, you got to look at him, and he's getting exposed at the highest level because Portugal are trying to play. For Sweden, they're just camped outside their box.
Yeah, it is mad right
now.
I mean?
So it's different. I think you've got to realise the approach in teams. You'll always look good when you've got so many people next to you. Listen, he's doing great defending because at the end of the day, yeah, his job is to defend anyway. But I just look at it and I think, if Sweden kind of went out a bit more, would they be the same as what we're seeing right now? But again, man, it's in the last 16. They've got a chance. Who they playing, by the way?
I think it's Ukraine, innit?
Ukraine, they got a chance, man. Yo, they might be in the quarterfinals, man.
You know who also surprised me for England? Well,
yeah,
his teammate right now, Harry Maguire.
Is he? Listen, Harry Beckham. No.
Listen, relax with that, yeah. But you see Harry Maguire, first game back after like 6 weeks, I think it was. That did surprise me, you know. He looked very good.
People in the chat, man. Put some respect on Harry Maguire's name, man. Come on, man. Today's a good day. What today is today? Today's Thursday, people, man. Come on, man, people. You know what I mean? Let's give Maguire some prep today. You feel me? Come on, man.
Let's say you'd have his moment of Harry Maguire. I didn't realize how good this pass was. Yeah, you know that pass to Harry Kane when Harry Kane cut in.
Man,
that broke 2 lines. No, I was very, very surprised.
Come on, man. He's been doing that. He's been doing that. Come on, Statman. You don't see it, man. You don't see it. I've been saying this, bro. The way he comes out from the back and he plays the ball in between the lines there. If only we had players to take advantage of that, man. If only. Rio Ferdinand used to do that all the time.
The thing is, he is a decent progressive passer, But still, like, it's Harry Maguire. I can never have full faith in Harry Maguire for some reason.
Why?
It's
No, why?
just
It's because his price tag.
No, it's not even. It's not even his price tag. I just don't. Maybe it's because of Victor Lindelof here, but he just lacks something, and maybe it is the pace. And when you have someone like Victor Lindelof next to him,
yeah,
it just doesn't work.
I think for me, it's still Man United's best defender. For me, above Bailly, above Lindelof, above Twanzebe, I think he's England's best defender. I think he's better than Stones. You know what I mean? I don't know what you guys are saying here in the chat. He's better than Stones. He's better than Cody. He's better than Mings. You know, he'll be England's next defender for the next, 4 or 5 years, easily. You know, so at the end of the day, people, what you got to realise is, that Maguire is a good defender. He might be too slow, but the way he reads the ball, the way he's effective in play, the way he's a good ball progressor, the way he gives the ball in tight spaces, the way he can get out of tight spaces. But again, he can't give the ball to Wan-Bissaka because he knows in tight spaces he's not good. And then it's like, who do you give the ball to? McTominay. You know what I mean? And then when he gave it to Fred a couple of times,
shaky. We saw it against Leicester, I think he was.
You know what I mean? So end of the day, man, it's not. I just think he's very, very what's it called? Very rated. I wouldn't say even underrated. I think it's very rated, and a lot of people just give him a lot of stick. I don't know why, man. I don't know why.
But I do think with Maguire, since he was out for United, I think he did become a bit more, a bit overrated because everyone was like Maguire was the issue. Well, Maguire was like the missing link for United.
No, I wouldn't say it was overrated. I would probably say he was. The excuse was a bit too much.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, but I think people just took it to the next level of how good Maguire was.
Real, regardless of Maguire. Yeah. Like I wouldn't even say that Maguire is the reason why Man United lost that final. I think there's a certain reason, maybe in terms of Lindelof and Shaw not picking up the defenders for the goal, but United should have been beating them yellow submarines, mate.
Yeah, I think man. Like in 120 minutes, you scoring only one goal. You have to blame the midfield and attack for not scoring enough.
Anas is mad, Anas is on it. He's on it tonight. He's saying that he's better than your average. Come on, man. You know what I mean? If you look at in the league, apart from Diaz, Van Dijk, who's better than Maguire?
Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva's getting on now, man. Come on, we can't really add him.
Well, you still have to give Thiago Silva credit.
Thiago Silva, man, he's you know what I mean?
The only thing I say with Thiago Silva, he plays in the back three, so it's kind of hard to judge.
Exactly, in the back three as well. Come on, man. There's not many out there, man. You know what I mean? Let's be real, man. There's not many out there.
People
Rudiger,
say Rudiger.
Nah, get out of here, man. He's biting people, man. He's only good for bite. Who? Nathan Ake? Are you having a laugh? He's still get out of here, man.
Oh, Saeed. When Saeed comes out with you're having a laugh? He is too funny, having a laugh, man.
Come on, people, man. There's not many better. I'm telling you now. Look at that, man. Johnny Evans, come on, man.
Hey, you laugh at Johnny Evans. All I'm saying, look what he's done next to Maguire, Fofana, Soyuncu. Yeah. He's made them all look good. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. Listen. It's a mad one, man. Zuma, wow, you man are chilling. Chill, relax. Godfrey. Again, why is it not in the English squad then? If it's better than Maguire. You know what I mean? Let's be real.
Maguire.
Why the English squad?
Maguire's one of England's leaders, isn't it? And I think, obviously, playing for United, he has a massive advantage over anyone else.
Yeah.
Which is why you see Sancho here. Sancho, if he comes to United, I guarantee he's going to be one of the first names on the team sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man.
How do you think this guy's doing? Luke Shaw this tournament? Because I can't lie here.
Luke Shaw, yeah. He's all right. He's all right, man.
I think he's done fine. Like, I wouldn't say he's been unbelievable, like 8, 9 out of 10 performances. But he's just solid with him right now.
It's solid, man. You know what I mean? It's not kind of giving you explosive performance, but it's solid. He's doing a lot of overlapping runs. He's giving you something, but again, you know what I mean? I know what Shaw does anyway. You know what I mean? It's not really kind of like, anything that doesn't surprise me. He's a very steady Eddie. He gives you brilliant performances. You know what I mean? He gives you kind of, he's a solid defender. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. You know what I mean? It's not someone that kind of like gives me kind of like, oh, sure. But again, he's proved me wrong this season. I give him that. He's proved me wrong. When
we're looking at Luke Shaw right now, I would say he's a reliable defender. He's a reliable player. I know most games, 30 to 35 games of the season, he's going to give me a 7 out of 10 performance right now. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. He's done his thing.
Nah, he has done his thing, bro. You know what I'm trying to say to you and whatnot. Right, let me just come in and out. I've got to
Calm. Saeed's having his typical camera problems. Let's move on to this man right here, Daniel James. I can't lie. You see Daniel James here? He has kind of surprised me this tournament. He's looked all right.
James, you know. Daniel James, you know.
No, but I do think like tournament football, you know, when you have so much space to running behind, it suits him, and you're seeing a decent Dan James right now.
Listen, I'm not going to hate on Dan James, man. I don't think you can really hate on him, man. You know what I mean? You get me? It's not a Man United player, but again, man, you know, let the kid shine, man. Do you feel me? Like it's one of them for me. You know, Ricky's not right, mate. Ricky's not right. You know what I mean? Let's not go there, man. You get me? Like for me, Daniel James, you can't hate on the guy, man. You just got to let him do his thing, bro. You know what I mean? It's not Man United standard, but again, he's doing bits for Wales, man. You can't really hate on the guy, man. You know what I mean?
What I say with Daniel James, I think like, you know, his pressure to play for United is so high because obviously this is United.
Yeah,
I don't think he's good enough to play for United here, but you see for Wales,
no,
the guy's taking set pieces. That's when you know the Wales squad is bad.
Bro, he's having tantrums, man. He's saying, I don't want to be subbed.
That's when you know he's one of the bigger names in that team, and that just says it all.
So in the day, bro, like Wales, they're never gonna have that pressure of like for me, even if they didn't leave the quality and what's it called group stage, it would have been this kind of fuss because they've already exceeded expectation when they went to the quarterfinals of the Euros, man.
I think you saw it with Vieira the other day. He criticized them after like even though they lost 1-0 against Italy, they were kind of happy with it.
There you go, then.
And that just said it all.
There you go, then. So for me, you know, again, you don't really need. I don't really think you should hate on Dan James. Again, is he a Man United player? No, he's not a Man United player. But I just think, you know what, give him what he wants. Give him his fair dues and whatnot. And then hopefully, you know what I mean. Maybe this could be a reason why we sell him.
Potentially,
you know, hopefully we get about 25 million for him. You know, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a fair price. You know, for 25 million for Dan James. I know we've got it for 18 million, but if we get it for 25 million, you know what I mean? I know the chat's going to rinse me now, mate. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man.
You see that teams like, what was it, Leeds linked with him before, Brighton, Leicester, I think I've been linked with him at times. You never know. You could get moved this year.
He's young. He plays for the Wales squad. He plays for Man United, mate. He's at least worth 20-25 million.
And
he's not gone down, is it? You know what I mean? Price. Has it?
And the thing is the easy thing is because he works so hard, managers will fancy. It's kind of like, you see Mark Albrighton for Leicester, Mark Albrighton is not a brilliant footballer, but he works very, very hard for Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Dan James is in that category kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark Albrighton was exactly that. But then again, we've got to maybe respect Mark Albrighton because I seen him at Aston Villa, man. He was shelling it, man. Yeah, but I get what you mean. Like, sort of that player. You know what I mean? And a fair play to him. But again, man, for me, Daniel James is Daniel James, mate. You should never have ever came to Man United Football Club. And I don't mean that in a way where I kind of don't want people to fulfill their dreams. But again, this was probably a club a bit of a step far for him. But again, man, you can't knock on someone's dreams. He's come here. He's done what he's had to do. He's living his dream. And you know what I mean? Like, again, let him have the shell it out in the Euros, and then hopefully we can get some money for him, you know? And then hopefully we can get Diallo in there because at the end of the day, he's eating up space for Diallo. I want to see Diallo next season. That's got something about
for me, that's just down to Oli. Oli should know who's the better player. And towards the end of the season, I'll be honest. Remember when Diallo signed? I had a lot of question marks because he hadn't played enough. From what I've seen of him in the United shirt towards the end of the season, he looks like a very, very tidy player, a very intelligent player for his age, which I'm very, very excited about.
Yeah, exactly, bro. But again, man, under Oliver Solskjaer, we won't know if you're the, you know what I mean, if things are are ever going to be what we want it to be, bro. Because at the end of the day, his ball knowledge is shocking, mate.
What about this guy right here, Scott McTominay?
Scott who?
This guy's violating Scott McTominay straight away. I can't lie here. You see Scott McTominay at centre back. This Scott McTominay right centre back thing in a back three is a lot better than him playing in midfield. Because I can't be arsed with Scott McTominay in midfield.
Again, it's like the Sweden thing, man. You're getting fooled, man. You're getting fooled. It's like the Sweden thing. You know,
I'm not saying. Hey, listen. Let me get this in. I'm not saying play him right centre back for United because he's not good enough at all. Yeah, but this guy is a shocking midfielder in mine. I seen Billy Gilmore, Callum McGregor, and who's the other guy? Was it Stuart Armstrong? No, John McGinn. John McGinn, in the first half against England, they had 100% ball accuracy. I guarantee you for my life, Scott McTominay was in that midfield. That is not happening.
Exactly.
He's a dead midfielder. For me,
it's a violation, mate. If you're a midfield player, you have to play centre back, mate. It's a violation.
You're saying that, he's a midfield player for Manchester United. So straight away on merit, you should be playing midfield for Scotland.
Exactly. But again, man, you know what I mean? Talent prevails, man. You need to show that talent. Again, you know what I mean? For me, against another player, shouldn't be playing at Man United, period, man. Not even as a squad player for me now. I'm getting to that level because in the day, bro, you're missing out a player who could go in there. Varane didn't make it at Man United, you know. Sebastian Varane didn't make it at Man United because we had good players on the pitch in the squad, and it didn't work out for him. Scott McTominay, you know what I mean? For me, that could be Basuma. That could be someone else in there.
You could even say that could be James Garner. You never know.
You know what I mean? Someone who's got a bit more about him, man. I just feel like with Scott McTominay, man.
Could be the Egypt guy, Alou Dieng.
Oh, listen, man. Forget that guy, mate. You know what I mean? I tried to look out for him today. I couldn't find him on Google today, man.
Don't worry. I'll send you some links and stuff about him.
No, I mean, I don't know where you're on the dark web or something like that.
Nah, listen, the YouTube compilations have been made already for him.
Listen, man, he's not on Facebook. The only thing I can see him is a Facebook account, Alou Dieng.
Hey, all I'm saying, yeah, he's better than Scott McTominay. I've never seen the guy play. I've never seen the guy play, but I guarantee you for my life he's better than Scott McTominay. I've had enough of Scott McTominay.
Listen, I don't know where you see that from, the FIFA videos or Football Manager. You've been playing too much Football Manager, man. I'm telling you now.
Nah, don't worry, Saeed. I'll send you a YouTube compilation after this.
Listen, I've checked him on YouTube, mate, and all I can see is a Facebook picture and a Facebook.
I'll be honest, you're probably spelling his name wrong because you never heard of it.
Listen, Alou, A-L-L. Well, how do you spell his name?
Let me see if I can find something.
Alou is A-L-O-U and then Dieng. Everyone knows how to spell Dieng, innit?
A-L-I-O-U.
Yeah.
D-I-E-N-G.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes up, you know, my guy.
Listen, I don't know what you're on, mate. I don't know where you're on, mate. But
this guy right here.
Let me see.
Come on, my guy.
Alou, oh, with the 2 L's. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, man, listen. 2018-19 in the Algerian League. He's got 37 appearances, 1 goal.
Listen, don't violate him. He's better. I guarantee he's better than Scott McTominay.
The 2019-20 season, 26 goals, 26 appearances, 1 goal. I mean, you know, it's not looking great, mate.
Listen, he's a holding midfielder. Let's not. The responsibility is.
Have you got your stats? Have you got your stats?
Nah. I was thinking of doing a video on him, you know, but I don't know. Let's see how strong their interests are with United. But you know, this guy right here for Portugal yesterday when he came on.
He made decent, you know.
Yeah,
bro, he finished Pogba there, yo. I was like, I felt sorry for Pogba, but I was like, yo, man, you get the man. He made him silly to the point where Pogba on the floor is probably eating grass.
And the thing is, you know that guy. He looks quite tall when I watched him play, but he has decent feet. I think he completed 4 out of 4 dribbles yesterday or something.
Yeah, how old is he?
No, let me see.
Yeah, let me see here. He's 25, decent age. João Paulinho, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not a bad age for a holding midfielder.
Yo, man, I'm telling you now, man. It's a mad thing, but for me, again, man, I'm not really here to get these players that just look good for 10 seconds, innit? You feel me? Man need the originals, innit? You feel me?
No, but you see that Paulinho guy. I think a couple weeks ago, someone said go watch him, innit? Which is why I'm like, when he came on, I was like, raw, he has a bit of ability about him, and people recommended him to me before, innit? Which is why I'm like, he's on my radar now, kind of thing.
Man, it's on your radar. So you've gone from Alou Diarra to Paulinho like that. You're not loyal, are you?
Listen,
you just stepping players like that, me, man. What kind of agent are you? You're representing Alou Diarra, yeah, or Alou Dieng, and then you say drop him, and I'm going to go to thingy, mate. How many agencies has he offered you?
Listen, you see, George Mendes, Ronaldo's agent, he has bare clients in it. Yeah. I'm the same thing right now. I'm the big guy right now. You know, bare clients.
What about Locatelli?
I told you about. Listen, Locatelli. Well, remember the video I did? 5 players that are going to impress in the Euros under 23. Yeah. Locatelli was on the list. Baller. You see how good he is on the ball. And the thing is, you're watching him right now. He's playing that more advanced role as well.
Yeah.
Jorginho's kind of the deepest in midfield, and that's impressed me so much. You saw the little goal for it that he had for the second game when he got 2 goals. And he has a decent strike on him.
The problem is, man, I just feel like we've got to sell before we buy now because there's too many in there. You know, there's too many in there. You've got Matic in there. You've got McTominay, Fred. You've got to sell one. There's too many in there.
I don't know if we will, though.
And Pereira's coming back as well, you know, next season.
Oh, yeah. No, but
Pereira's coming back.
You know, I saw a report that maybe Maurizio Sarri might want him on loan for another year. You never know.
Are you kidding me? You see the
Listen,
stats?
Juve are interested in Locatelli. Yeah, I think he's going Juve.
They're gonna get him, man. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him easily.
Because the thing is, you see with Italians, they don't normally move abroad, do they? And he seems like that type of guy.
Yeah, I think the thing is for me, I just look at it and I'm like, we have to get rid of some players, or else we're just gonna be the squad's gonna be so imbalanced. The squad's gonna be, for me, what would I call it? Top heavy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, again, Frankie de Jong can do two of them roles. He can hold and he can dictate. We need them kind of players, I think I don't know about you yet, but this ideology of you've got to sit, and all you do is sit. What happened to the likes of de Jong, where you can dictate play? You don't have to sit anymore. You can dictate play, and you're the one that's doing the you know what I mean, that kind of, where you're getting the ball, you're being aggressive. I think this notion of Man United need a DM, and can he tackle, and can he do them things where he gets the ball and all he does is just pass it to the better players. Get people that can do everything, But again, Man United not doing that, and that's the problem, man. Yuri Tillemans, I think he's a player that can do that as well.
This right here, I forgot to do the Copa America players for the stats here, but Fred right now for Brazil, he's been very, very good.
He's shelling it, but again, look what look who he's playing with. Casemiro again. He's playing well with Casemiro.
He's not playing with Scott McTominay. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly, man. So who was a real problem then?
The McFred thing, we need to stop, because I think that's just disrespectful to Fred at this point. Because Fred's actually doing his thing for Brazil, and I think he started 3 games. I think he's in the Copa America.
You see the picture. You see the picture and that. You know what I mean? With all the Brazilian players, bro. You get me, like, and you see Fabinho's face. Did you see
I think, what was it? Was it the first game here that Fred stayed up, where Fred started and Fabinho didn't start?
Man, like Fabinho, you get me? Showing him levels, man. Look at this, yo. Look at this. I'll show you this, yeah. Fred, what's Fred's name on there? Insta.
Fred. It'll be like Fred.
Look at this, yeah. So you've got.
Put it up a bit.
So you've got Fred there.
Yeah.
Yo, Wagwan, you get me? Man's on the first team and that. And then you got. This is so bad, man. Look at Thingy, Fabinho.
Come on, Fred. That's my guy right there. Look at Fabinho's face. He's you Liverpool fans.
Wow, you don't get it, Jacob. Look at that, man. He's got, you know what I mean, man? It's mad, bro. It's mad in the dunya, people. It's mad in the dunya. You get me? Fred's doing his thing, man.
Hey, that's a funny picture. I might need to send that to a couple of Liverpool friends to wind them up. That is quality.
Up, you get me? Because at the end of the day, bro, like, maybe I've always said with Fred, like, I didn't rate him at the start, and I did see his qualities. But again, man, if you could go and get a kind of a natural sitting with him, and then maybe he could be that person that could be a progressive 8, can almost be a box to box.
I've always said it. If you have someone like Locatelli in midfield with Fred will cover, like, Fred will have the mobility around Locatelli, and Locatelli is so press resistant, and he's so good on the ball. I think they complement each other brilliantly.
There you go, then. But again, will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do that? Again, no. That's the problem we've got at Man United, is that we're not kind of complementing each other in terms of players. We're not. You know what I mean? And that's the reality, man. That's why, for me, I kind of like won't ever trust this manager, ever. And he'll keep playing his McTominay and Fred, mate. That's the problem. That's, I think, where I'm very scared of, man. Next season, of having Fred and McTominay pass it to Sancho, or Fred and McTominay struggling to get the ball to Sancho. That's the problem.
Or even Bruno, because you see with Bruno and stuff, like, Bruno in the tight spaces isn't the best, but when you have space to hit, then you see a better Bruno kind of thing.
Facts. But absolutely, bro.
We just move the ball so slowly at times.
Yeah, of course, bro. And that for me, you get me. That's why for me, United need a natural DM, a proper DM. But again, we're wasting our time with Sancho, mate. You know what I mean? At this minute, man, I don't care less about Sancho, man.
You see, the most frustrating thing with Sancho, I could have told you before the summer, we're not getting Sancho during this Euros. You have to wait until after the Euros to get Jadon Sancho. You agree with the fee? You should be agreeing the fee straight away.
Straight away.
And then medical and stuff, you can do that after the Euros. Simple as that. Go work on other targets.
But they've only given 85 million. They want 95 million.
Like, what are we doing? Like, I think, who is it? Atletico Madrid has signed the poor guy from Udinese.
Yeah, quality.
He's with Argentina right now. But they've agreed the fee, and that's it. It's done, basically. it's just a medical to do or something.
You know what
Simple as that. Why United are not doing that is a joke.
Because you know
but
why?
Anyway,
it's about stock prices, isn't it? Stock prices, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, 50 minutes, my first ever live stream. I hope
Come on,
everyone
man.
enjoyed
Big
it.
yourself up, man.
Come on, Saeed. Thank you for coming on, first of all.
Come on, man. Anytime, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna do bits on the channel, man. People support if you get me. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, man. And yeah, man, you're gonna do it, man. You're shelling it, man. Big up to yourself, man.
Thank you. There's gonna be another video with Saeed coming up in the next couple. Well, depending on how long it takes me to edit. That's all I'm saying. Keep your eyes out, people. But thank you very much for watching. Statman Bains and Saeed.
Come on.